Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to do a big huge art haul. As you can see right in front of you, I have this huge container of paints and I wanted to share this with you guys, and I get this out here as quickly as possible because right now Hobby Lobby is having a huge end of season clearance sale, and one of the things that they're not going to be carrying anymore are the Liquitex heavy body professional paints. So at my store, they're on clearance like 80% off list price. I don't know what the prices are going to be at everybody's store. They're on clearance on the website as well, but they're only on clearance for 40% off. So I wanted to make sure that I did my homework and I didn't spread any misinformation, but it's definitely worth checking out your store and seeing what kind of deals that you can get. Because like I said, I got these for a ridiculously low price. So I want to share that with you guys. I also wanted to do an unboxing of my new Faber Castell Polycromos color pencils. I got the full 120 set. So we're going to be taking a look at that. And just a couple other odds and end things that I wanted to haul. But the biggest thing I wanted to talk about were these paints. Now, I didn't need these paints. I certainly didn't. I have a full set of Goldens and Matisse, and I know I don't need them. But when they're this cheap, and I've never, ever seen them in my whole artist career this cheap, you grab them. So a couple tips for you guys if you are going to be picking up a bunch of paint to store because you don't need them, but at this price you want to grab them. Make sure that the first thing you do is when you buy these paints, you want to make sure that they haven't been opened in the store and the caps are all on really tight. Don't leave them in a hot car. You know, if you want to be going grocery shopping or doing a bunch of other stuff that day, bring them straight home. Don't, especially in the heat and humidity of the summertime, don't leave them in the hot car because the changing in temperature is not good for them. And you want to make sure that they're all nice and airtight and store them in a nice dry, cool environment, a nice temperature controlled environment. So let me just make sure that that's in shot. I think it is. I hope you can see this. Let me move this off to the side a little bit more so the light is better. So the list price on all of these paints, the Series 1 list price is $9.99 a tube. And the price that I paid at Hobby Lobby was $1.78 a tube. The Blick price, which is what you can kind of expect to pay online, they're currently 30% off list. So they're going to be $6.99 a tube. So I picked up 10 of those. I don't know if anybody would be interested in me showing every single tube because I did end up getting about 40 tubes of paint. So I think we'd be here forever if I did that. Let me know if anybody wants that. But I got 15 of the Series 2 pigments, and they're going to be $12.49 list price. This is what you can expect to see if you walk in a Michael's or an art store. You know, without coupons or anything, that's going to be the price you'd pay. The Blick price right now is $8.74 a tube, but again, they're 30% off, so that's subject to change. And the Hobby Lobby price is seriously $2.24 a tube. I can't even believe it. I've never seen them this cheap, so I picked up 15 of those. The Series 3 paints, I picked up 9 of those, and the list price is $14.99 a tube on those, you guys. List price. The Blick price is $10.49. I paid $2.71 a tube. And this is going to be like your quinacridone pigments, Indithrones, cobalts, things like that. Your more specialty pigments. And then the Series 4, $19.99 a tube is the list price. I paid $3.65 a tube. And that's going to be like your pyrols, your cadmiums, etc. Series 2 is going to be like your phthalos, your naphthol pigments, azos, things like that. And Series 1, they're like your basic colors that everybody has to have across the board, you know, like ultramarines, siennas, umbers, the ones that you naturally would, you know, kind of everybody needs. So I just thought this was a crazy good deal, especially on those Series 4 pigments. I mean, where are you going to pay $3.65 a tube? And I think all the ones that I picked up were all pyrols. I love pyrol, especially pyrol red. You can see here I have a Matisse Series 4 red light, and that's actually a pyrol pigment, and it's my favorite. So definitely make sure you guys check out your store. It's worth seeing what kind of a deal you can get. I also got a couple of the larger tubes. at ridiculously low prices. I paid $3.18 for this 4.65 ounce ultramarine blue, but it's the green shade ultramarine blue, which I don't have any experience with that. I usually get the red shade, so that'll be interesting to find out how I like that. But for that price, you get it. That's another great thing about these clearance prices is it's an opportunity to pick up a bunch of colors that you've never tried before, or some of the more expensive ones, because, you know, why not, right? I also picked up on clearance this Strathmore watercolor and sketchbook. I love the Strathmore art journals in general. I have their black paper one, I have their drawing paper, sketch paper, their regular watercolor paper. This was reduced to $5.49. I do believe the list price on this is like $22 or something. But the thing that's unique about this, and I might go back and grab a couple more, they did have a few more left, is this is actually watercolor and sketch paper. So if you're somebody who likes to work in different mediums like I often do, and I didn't know this when I first picked it up. I thought it was just their watercolor. And I was like, this thin sheet here, I thought that was just like a sacrificial sheet to protect the paper. No, it's their sketch paper. So it alternates watercolor, sketch, and you get 60 sheets. And I love their hardcover spiral bound. They're my favorite format because it's that nice hardcover protection, but you can 100% wrap it around to work, and it makes it very comfortable to work on. So again, I paid $5.49 on clearance for that, and I thought that was an amazing price. Definitely pick them up. The quality with the Strathmore art journals are very consistent. I don't see anybody be disappointed by that. And then I got these, and these I actually ordered. Of course, they don't sell the big sets of these in the store, but I'm so excited to share these with you guys. And I know they're expensive, but I've wanted them for so long. And I actually started out with just the 24 set. And I do recommend the 24 set to anybody who's, you know, like it as an entry-level set, because it's really well thought out, the color palette. You can mix so much from what's here, and they're really all workhorse colors. There's not one wasted color in there. So I did want to mention that. And I'm going to do a full review on these. But one of the things that I'd like to look for now, because I know I have the smaller set, and the information I can pass on to you guys is I can check for consistency. So comparing, you know, the same color from one set to another, and, you know, what that will tell me is how is the the quality control consistently all the way across from set to set. And if the colors are even, if they're, you know, the same, etc. But I'm so excited. I'm sure I can't even hide my enthusiasm. But the first thing you get in here, you get like a little, you know, ad for their watercolor pencils, which I definitely don't need any more watercolor pencils, but I'm sure they're like the best. And then of course you get their little leaflet booklet that comes with all their products. I love Faber Castell. They tend to be more expensive, but I gotta tell you, they really are the best of the best when it comes to quality. They're really made with the artist in mind. They're always light, fast, highest, finest quality you can get. Their pencils don't break. I have the full set of the pastel pencils. And the really cool thing is, and I also have their, you know, 9,000 drawing pencils, and I have their charcoal pencils, which I happen to have out on hand because I'm in the process of filming several different videos for this channel right now, and one of the videos I was working with charcoal. I haven't finished it yet, but I wanted to hurry up and get this haul out there. The great thing about Faber Castell is that they have a color range, and that translates to everything they do. So for example, this is their Pit pastel pencils in number 151. If you you know, go ahead to the Polycromos color pencils and you're working in mixed media and you want the exact same one, there it is, number 151, Helio Blue Reddish. So, and the same thing with their watercolor pencils if you happen to get those. The range of colors is consistent and the same. So if you like to do mixed media, they really have you covered. And if you know, a lot of the time, if you're working in pastel and color pencils pieces together, you want your pigments to match, and that's going to create harmony in your work. The trays feel pretty durable, pretty good. I mean, obviously they're not, you know, the most solid, but they do feel pretty stable. I do feel comfortable leaving them in here. Usually, when I get bigger pencil sets from other brands, I will buy like a leather case. I don't have one to show you right this moment, but that's what I did for my Derwent pastel pencils because the trays were very tipsy, and the same thing with Prismacolor color pencils. But these feel really good, and they've got these secure bands. If you're a woman and you use hair ties, that's exactly what these kind of feel like, bungee kind of hair ties. And there is 3 trays, and just look at all those gorgeous colors. Like, oh my god, plenty of yellows and reds and purples, a lot of blues and greens, and my favorite draw, it might not be everybody's favorite, but the earth tones, they're the ones I definitely use the most and get the most excited about. A lot of beautiful earths. And I have to say about Faber Castell, and without trying to go into a full review or anything, it's just a first impression, but one of the things that I noticed about their color selection, which should be consistent with these because they all match, is that they're really designed, like I said, with the fine artist in mind. You know, a lot of the time you get sets from other brands and there's a lot of colors that you know you're not going to use as a fine artist. You know, they're bright candy colors, not really usable. Well, let me take that back, actually. It depends on the style of work you like to work in. If you're more stylized, or maybe you work in more pop art, it really depends. I should say that. That's real preference there. But if you like to work very realistically in your art, typically you want more neutrals, and you've got that. None of these colors are, I mean, they're vibrant, they're punchy, don't get me wrong, but I don't see anything here that's really gonna like be too like a neon kind of thing that's not going to be believable. The only one that came a little bit, the tip came broken off on this one. It must have just happened in shipping or whatever. I sharpened it and it's absolutely fine now. But yeah, I'm probably rambling on and on because I'm so excited about these pencils. I hope nobody minds, but yeah, I've wanted this set for a really long time, and I'm so super excited. And again, everything here is light fast. I think there's only one in here that's rated like a 1 star. And but even the beautiful roses and the pinks and the purples, those are colors, and the reds that you would usually find to be very fugitive in most brands. Very high quality and consistent with Faber Castell. So I'm really excited about that. And of course you get this beautiful quality tin. So I love their tins. I love the emblem on it and everything. And like I said, I have a lot of experience with Faber Castell. They are my favorite pencil brand. So that's really it for today. That's pretty much all I have to haul. I'm so super excited. And just so you guys know, like I said, I am in the middle of filming a bunch of different things. I've got a couple things coming up in graphite, charcoal. I was even in the middle of priming this black canvas because we're going to do some acrylic work, which is kind of funny because just as I start to do some more, like bring out the acrylic paints to do some acrylic painting for this channel, and by the way, I'm very familiar with acrylics. I do love acrylic paint. I find that deal. So definitely go check out your Hobby Lobby. I hope everybody gets the best deals possible on those paints. Maybe could be your opportunity to try pro paints for the first time if you're on a budget and you haven't been able to afford them in the past. Or maybe you just want to stock up. Now's a great time. I hope everybody gets everything that they want. I'm so super excited. Don't forget, if you did like this video, if you enjoyed it, subscribe. And if you want to see what we're going to do with that black canvas, definitely subscribe because that video is going to be coming very, very soon. And hit the notification bell because apparently just hitting the subscribe button doesn't do much on YouTube anymore. I don't know what's up with that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!